episode 20 is on the air. Let me clean off the camera a little bit here. I think I might have like a big thumbprint right there. Looking good. All right. So we're into four, week four of these, and we're having a great time. We're getting lots of great positive reviews. We're getting more and more student athletes that are hoping to be a part of it all, so that's great to see. Of course, we've got lots of room all summer long, and so if you would like to be a part of this, we would love to have you on. If you're a former student athlete, if you're a current player, maybe you're one of the new recruits. It's all good. It's all good. We'd love to have you here. All right, tonight's guest is a women's basketball player, and she graduated a year ago now, and she won the Players' Choice Award during her final season. So that was very exciting for her. She was ACAC Conference All-Star in basketball as well, and so we are very excited to get her on the broadcast. She is not there yet, so we are just going to wait for her to join in. But she knows that we're going on here. There she is. All right, without further ado, let's get her on here. Unable to join. All right, Kendell, I think your security settings are far too tight here, so I'm going to let you send a request to join in here. I'm just going to keep an eye on the screen here and wait for you to send a request because it says your security settings are ramped right up. Let me try again here. There it is. All right. We are good to go. There she is, everybody.
Hey. Hey.
Women's basketball, number 5. Nails the three-pointer. Kendell Kuntz. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you doing?
Good. So good to have you here. Look at that. You got some memorabilia in the background there. What is it? What is that behind you? Show us what you got there.
So I got this when I finished. Can I rotate my camera? I don't know. Melanie and Brennan Lally that I played Rangers for got me this. So it's my number 5 Rattler jersey.
Yep.
And my number 6 state jersey, and then there's like a little plaque on it. Where is it? Right.
Wow.
Oh, right there.
There it is.
It just has a little bit of my stats and my, I don't know, history, I guess. So it was a nice.
Good.
Nice gift.
How much do you miss playing competitively? I mean, we had Kennedy Weary on last week, and she says it kills her. It absolutely kills her every time, she goes into the gym and she feels like she should be on the court there, busting her hump, But how about you? How do you feel?
I don't miss it that much, honestly. I think when I was done, I was ready to be done. When I go and watch them, I want to get out there and go play, and I see them do something and I'm like, oh, like you should do that, but no, I'm content not worrying about getting hurt again, or I don't know, the pressure that comes with it. I'm good.
I see Kennedy watching right now here, and I was talking to her earlier today about you, and she pointed out something interesting from a fan's perspective. We don't know a lot of these things, but she pointed it out. She said, for a good part of her college playing career, maybe even most of it, you played injured. And you were, varying degrees of hurtness every night, but that was kind of something that you just kind of learned to live with.
Yeah, I played all my all 5 college years with a torn ACL in my left knee that I didn't get fixed just until October, actually. I finally got it fixed. And then, of course, my 3rd year college at State, I blew my other ACL, and that's why when I came which was January 27th.
I think okay, sorry about that. We had a little connection issue there. Just back up about 20 seconds here. You went to State, you blew out your other knee, and then pick it up from there.
Yeah, so I blew my second knee out, and then when I came back to Medicine Hat, I had to take that year off here to have surgery because I couldn't play with two torn ACLs, and this one just didn't hold up as good. So yeah, so I had to come back from that, and then I hurt it a little bit again before we went to nationals in my fourth year. So that sucked, but yeah, it is what it is.
So Kendall, at its worst, how bad was it for you playing every night?
Um, Honestly, my knees didn't bother me at all until they blew out. Other than that, like they didn't hurt me. They didn't. It sucked playing with a brace on, but I think the most damage was just mentally. You know, always being
Mm,
scared of going in for that layup or going for that jumper, and your knee just poof. So that mentally, I think it was tougher than physically.
yeah. Is it safe to say that at the end of at the end of the college career, that final night where we honor all the 5 year graduates, was it a was it a big sense of relief knowing that you made it and you lasted and you overcame all these struggles?
Oh yeah, you have no idea. I There was a lot of times I didn't know if I'd even be able to play my full five. So to be able to finish it out and play my whole fifth year healthy for the most part was really good.
Yeah. So take us back a little bit to Eagle Butte,
Hmm.
and your basketball time there. Not exactly, well known as a sporting school necessarily, although that is changing these days. What was it like back then at Eagle Butte playing basketball for the Talons?
I loved it. I had Mark Heinrichs as a coach, and he was amazing. He ran a really good basketball program. I was lucky enough my grade 10 year I played senior with all so it was me and the rest were grade 12s. So that was a really good year. It helped me improve a lot, just having stiffer competition and really good girls on my team, which was nice. My grade 11 and 12 year we weren't quite as strong. We were growing more, but it was good. Mark definitely helped me out a lot as a player and taught me a lot, and he's a big reason how I got to where I got to be.
And we mentioned Kennedy Weary. She says she hated playing against you. She
Yep.
hated playing against you. So when she had a chance to play with you, big relief, big
Yeah.
relief. What
Yep.
was it like playing? What was it like playing against her and then with her?
I hated playing against her when in high school. Hated it. McCoy was always super good, and I think we beat McCoy a couple times, but not very often.
Yeah.
Then I enjoyed playing against her a lot more when I went to state, and she was at MHC, mainly because we had a better team for those first couple of years, and we won most of the time, which was nice. Um, but playing with her was definitely really good to finally do. Kenny's a tough competitor and a fierce practice player too, so it was really good to have her on my side and instead of going against her.
Okay, so when you say a fierce practice player, she wouldn't let up even in practice? Is that
No,
kind of what you're saying? Not at all.
yeah, hard worker in practice and everything, and that's my style. So it was really good to play with her because you always push each other and always get the best out of each other. So between her and Courtney Henry and Maury Muir and a few other girls, like we push each other. So it was good.
Yep. So what led you go to State for that 1 year then?
Well, I went there for 3 years,
Sorry, 3. Okay.
right out of high school. Mainly it was just to get out of the city. I
Hmm.
had a really good opportunity from Donovan Martin there, who was the head coach. He had been recruiting me pretty heavily since grade 10. It was just it was an opportunity, and it was one that I thought was better for me and my situation. Oh, sorry, my phone.
There we go. It's all good. But there's no place like home, right? Is that kind of what caused
Correct.
you to
Yep.
come back? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I especially sorry. Um, my
Continue on.
third year my third year in Calgary, I was really missing Medicine Hat and missing home, and I started dating my now fiance Dave, so that made it really tough, and I was ready to move home, so it
Good.
was a no
And
brainer.
so yeah, and so what were you taking here then? And how have you built on that in your life right now?
I graduated with a Bachelor of Business Administration. So I used that to get a full-time job at EBT Chartered Professional Accountants, where I'm a CPA candidate. and working towards getting my professional accountant.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
And for those watching, this past spring or this summer was supposed to be the most amazing time of your life. Uh, of course, all of us, we've kind of had to make a number of changes in our lives during COVID-19. But you had a big day planned. Has it already passed now,
It
or where are you at with the wedding plans?
it has. It was supposed to be June 6th, 2020. We rescheduled to September 5th. So 2 months away. I'm so excited.
So what did you do? What did you do on what was supposed to be the big day? Did you do anything special or?
Yeah, Dave and I and our little pup, our dog, we just went out to Elkwater for the day and went hiking. Had some swirls ice cream out there, and then we had some people over for some backyard drinks that night. So it
What
was,
was the day? I mean, it sounds like a pretty good day, but it was probably a lot of kind of introspection, just kind of thinking what might have been. Hey,
yeah. I mean, the weather was beautiful for a wedding that day, so that sucked. But
yeah,
at that point, mentally, I was already so over the June day, and I knew it wasn't going to happen for quite some time. So mentally, I was prepared for September, so it wasn't too emotional for us that day.
yeah. Tell us a little bit about Dave. What's he like? What does he do? What did you see in him?
um, tall, dark, and handsome. I guess I see it in him. He's a AutoCAD steel drafter out at a company in Redcliffe, Fortress Fabrications. So he's, I don't know, does computer things and makes steel go together fancy. So
Stuff that we probably don't understand, but he does it well. Hey,
yeah, I don't
yeah.
understand it either, but
That's good. And of course, you've got a little baby who is a cute little dog there. Who is that?
um, it's her name's Lexi. She's a I'll get a picture of her. She's a Cocker Spaniel Border Collie cross, and she is. Oh, Lexi, come here, come here.
Yeah, don't show a picture. Show us the real thing.
Oh, this is Lexi. Where are you? There you are.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, she's just little,
How
but
old is she?
she is just over 2 years.
Oh, okay. So she never saw you play, or maybe as a little puppy.
She was around when I was playing. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
good for you. Good for you. And so, what in terms of basketball or sport? I mean, when you go from playing competitively for 5 7 years, yet maybe even more when you're in middle school and so on. Um, it's not just something that you can flick off and on like a switch or whatever, right? Are you like, is it something that you still hope to be involved in one way or another?
yeah, I would definitely like to coach at some point. I would like to coach at a high school around here. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, the competitiveness doesn't switch off, and I'm playing beach volleyball now and co-ed and ladies league in the fall, and so I still got to be competitive with that, and I'm on a good team that can let me be competitive, so that's good.
Awesome. Good. Now, was volleyball something that you had played previously, though, or how
Yeah,
did that come about? Yep.
I played volleyball all club through like junior high and high school teams and clubs, and it's something I always loved, but I was always just that little bit better at basketball, so that was
Yeah.
always my go-to when it came to choosing for college. So it's definitely nice to get back on the volleyball court and get that back. I haven't touched a basketball since probably my last game at provincials there, so
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Huh. That's something. So back in your Rattler days, um, was there ever a time where, as a team, it was a really low point and you managed to kind of bring it together and get that big win and just kind of turn it all around at a time of the season where it was not fun for a while there for the team? Was there any moments or a time like that where it just wasn't fun, but you managed to turn it around?
um there's always a couple moments like that, usually towards the end of a semester,
Hmm.
where everyone's just tired, especially going into playoffs and like the end of that stretch there, because you've been around the team for 8 months already, and everyone's kind of getting it's time for a break. So at that time, in a lot of seasons, it's important to stick together and get through it, and have each other's backs. And that, I think that's mainly the most tough time as a team. But we were pretty close knit team, so that didn't affect us too much. So it
Yep.
was good.
What were some of the real characters on the team? I mean, every team they've got the prankster, they've got the character people, they've got the one that's just so serious and focused that sits on the other end of the room in the dressing room and so on. Who are some of the girls on those teams that really stood out just due to the fact that they provided just something that the team needed like that? You know what I mean?
I think between like Courtney Kennedy and myself, we were pretty serious most of the time. There wasn't too much goofing off and whatnot when we were around. But then Courtney could also be the goofy one when times were when it called for it. Um, there was a lot. Rachel Shervin, she was always the glue, I think, that held everyone together. She was always the positive outlook kind of type who that just nothing could go wrong when she was around. We had Kristen Sconesby Skeet. She's a bridesmaid at my wedding, actually, Skeet. But she was always happy, always in a good mood, never had too much bad to say. Always worked super hard. Like you could trust her with anything. Um, we had Alexa Wandler. she
Oh
was
yes.
always she was always a goof and fun to be around and could lighten the mood at any point. Um, yeah, there was a good mix of serious personalities and then the ones to lighten the mood as well. So that was good.
Yep. Is it safe to say that you really look forward to the road trips? If there's one thing I hear over and over again from the student athletes is the road trips were just such a great time of bonding and togetherness and fun. But that's just kind of that part is what brought the team together is heading out on the road and sometimes a hostile environment in an opposition gym. Is that deal? I bet you look back on that with a lot of fondness as well. Hey.
Yeah, the road trips were definitely fun. We have some good memories on the bus. Um, and yeah, going into opponents' gyms is awesome. It's fun to play in other people's gyms, especially when you wear two knee braces and people look at you like, "What are you doing on the court?" And then
Uh huh.
your team goes out and you just kill them. So that's nice.
Yeah. What is the most hostile and I think the answer is the most hostile environment in the ACAC is probably the snake pit, right?
Yep.
What would the second most hostile environment be? Would it be SATE?
Um, I don't say it doesn't draw too much for crowds.
No.
Um, maybe Olds, I would say.
Okay.
When they would get crowds, or actually no, Briarcrest. Briarcrest was definitely
Ah, yes.
second most. They
Yep.
have the big local support there, and their fans would get behind them. So
That's got to be an interesting place to play, though, right? I mean, could you imagine your nearest road trip being 5 hours, and sometimes having to travel? I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when they stopped going to the North Division, but I mean, for many many years they did. Could you imagine playing for a place like that, just with
that would
such a crazy travel schedule? Hey.
yeah, that would be rough. I like even when I was at Satan, we would have to go to Briarcrest or Fort McMurray or something like that, and those road trips got pretty long. So to do that every single weekend would be pretty tough.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
something. Hey.
Draining and hard to compete too when you're in a bus that long.
Yeah. Once again, everyone, we've got Kendell Kuntz joining us right now. Uh, ACAC All Star. Was that your final season
That
that you were
was
the All Star?
4 seasons
4 seasons as an All Star.
as a ACAC. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, you also won the Players' Choice Award in the final season. So that is the
Yes.
award that's voted on by your teammates. Uh, I mean, that award could have gone any which way because, I mean,
Hmm.
anybody on that team would have been deserving. But what did that mean to you when I guess when I called your name at that awards night there, was it a pretty cool thing for your final season to get that award?
Yeah, for sure. It was pretty special. It meant a lot to get that. I Yeah, I wanted that. I put in a lot of work to play, and I think my team recognized that too. I mean, everybody puts in puts in a lot of work, but it was good to
Yep.
be recognized for that, and just to know that the girls behind me were there, you know.
Yep. Is it how tough is it to juggle the academic workload, and how at this level, how close do the coaches monitor the academic side of your performance? Is that something? I mean, I would imagine it's a big priority, but do they literally look at it every week and they challenge you and they tell you got to pull up your socks? This is not good enough. Is that how that works?
It depends where you go.
Okay.
I know at state they didn't care. They got, as long as your GPA at the end of the semester was above what it needed to be to get your scholarship, they didn't say a thing.
Hmm.
They might have cared, but they didn't say anything. Here, though, Clayton has definitely made education a top priority. I think he checks your marks as you go on, and if you're having issues, he expects you to let him know. And yeah, the doing good in school is a big part of Rattler ball. That's for sure.
Yep. Um, you mentioned Clayton. He could very well be one of the nicest guys I've ever met. But you can't coach sports at this level and be a nice guy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What is he like when he loses it?
Not
Did
very
he ever
scary.
no, not very scary. Did he ever lose it in practice when he's thought, girls, this is just not good enough. We're not gonna beat Lethbridge this Friday night when you're not working, right? And so
Oh yeah, yep, definitely.
yep.
He's not. I mean, I've had college coaches walk out of a practice before and just say, "Do it yourself," because they were so sick of just the minimal effort. But no, Clayton never did that. He would definitely raise his voice sometimes and get after us. But I don't know.
What is it like? What is it like during a game when the gym is packed and you really screwed up something bad? In fact, you've screwed up a couple of things that, like, it's you know that you can do better and you know you will do better. But what is it like when the coach rips you a new one in front of a packed gym, in front of the full scorekeeper's table? You know, we've seen it before, and me personally, I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I don't know if I could handle getting yelled at. What is, to any young athletes, what is the key to just kind of dealing with that side of it when you get an angry coach at you?
Well, I think you have to know that their anger is just coming out of a place of constructive criticism. Anger is just how they're showing it because they're frustrated, the same as you are. I don't know. I've learned to be pretty good at just taking those criticisms in stride. It's only going to make you better. And I mean, you know you messed up already, so it's hard to have someone yell at you like that or whatever. But I don't know. You just have to learn to handle that and carry on. Just do better the
Exactly.
next play, I guess.
Yeah. Kendell Kuntz joining us, everyone. Women's basketball. We always do a show and tell segment, and we kind of did with your jerseys in the background there, but I'm going to exclude that now. You got to find something in your environment right now. It doesn't have to be sporting related. It could be anything that's got a deep personal meaning to it or a cool story attached to it.
Um,
And if you want to go for a walk around the house right now and find it, that's fine too. Whatever you want to do.
I might. I don't know. Let me see.
Do you keep a lot of your basketball stuff kind of out front and center, or is it all in a closet now?
I actually I'm going to go back right to the room I was just in. It'll be part of this. Is all out front and center. So this is the ball that my team got me as it was my 5th year gift. And so it's signed and everything. Up top you can see there's like my scoring stats and my 3-pointer stats and everything. So I like that. And then I actually have some of my ACAC awards displayed up top here too.
Look at that.
One fell down somewhere, but yeah, it's kind of
Okay, back up. Okay, there was something there. I couldn't really see what that was. Can you go back and show that again?
Was it this?
Yeah. What is that? What's that?
This was from playoffs this last year in Fort Mac. That was just the team also award from playoffs.
So like a bison horn or something, or what is that thing?
Yeah, it's a little horn, and it's engraved, kind of. Yeah.
That is so neat. That
Yeah,
is so neat.
Cool little keepsake. But yeah.
All right. So what is the one item that you want to expand upon that just is so cool, that just has such deep meaning to you?
Let's go with this silver medal.
Okay.
So this one is from my second year at State. We lost to Lethbridge in the final, so we didn't even make it to nationals, which sucked. It was the one year that only one spot got to go, but this was probably my best year at State. We got through a lot as a team. It was just a really fun year, and to go that far and do that well was really, really good.
Awesome. All right, everyone. This has been Kendell Kuntz joining us on the show tonight. Women's basketball, entertaining player to watch. Was there ever a favorite 3-pointer that you replay in your mind over and over again to this very day? I mean, I know you hit so many of them during your time, but looking back, I mean, I can only imagine the feeling late in the game, close game, everyone's on edge. You're not sure but you gotta go for it, right? And you nail it. What is that feeling like? And is there ever one of those that just you replay in your mind every night as you try to sleep?
No, I don't have any that really stick out to me, but it's definitely nice hitting a big shot when your team needs you to, or even hitting one after you maybe haven't been hitting them as much as you would want to, and you hit one, because then that usually leads to some more. So it's good. There's one 3-pointer I remember against Olds, actually. It wasn't a close game yet, but the shot clock was winding down, and I was a pretty far ways from the 3-point line, and I shot it up and it went in, and that was a pretty fun one. I replay that one every now and then.
Bench goes wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's so awesome.
Much every 3-pointer I hit going to State, I have some videos of those too.
Awesome. All right. So, sorry, what day is the wedding?
September 5th.
So what, describe the day and how you've had to kind of change. I mean, as I'm sure from a young girl, you have that wedding day in your mind, but of course these days we can't really do it the way we might have necessarily envisioned. So what is your vision for that day going to be?
It honestly hasn't changed a whole bunch. We had to change our venues because the spots we had were booked up already. But we're hoping we'll be able to have we'll have about 200 some people at our wedding. So we're hoping by September that everything will be opened up enough that we'll be able to.
I think today they increased it to 200 outdoors.
Yep. Still 100 for weddings though, outdoors.
Okay.
Just 200 for other things, so it doesn't make any sense. But
okay.
Yeah, no, our ceremony will be at Central Park and our reception at the Viner Center down in Strathcona there. So it'll be a good day, and I hope it can go as planned, and if it can't, we'll have to make some changes there last minute, but it'll be an amazing day regardless, and we waited too long now for it. So.
And how long have you been dating now? You guys have been dating for the longest time, hey?
September 5th is actually our 5-year anniversary.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah,
wow, it's going to be awesome. All right, Kendell, all the best to you. I know on behalf of all of Rattler Nation, we miss you, we remember you, and just all those teams and the years that you played, and wearing the knee braces, and from a fan's perspective, we didn't really know the full story as to kind of, the level of discomfort that you were in, and I think it's kind of leads to even more respect for the accomplishments that you made, all the all-star performances, just given the fact that you had a bum knee, and for a while there were a couple of them, and
that's why I shot the threes. I was too scared to drive to the net anymore.
That's right. That's great. Kendell, all the best to you and your fiance and have a great summer, have an awesome wedding, and we can't wait to see you. I guess after January, fingers crossed. I think we're gonna be doing it, but
Yeah,
hopefully we see you
hopefully.
there at the Snake Pit, and I can recognize you in the crowd. We can all give you a great round of applause, just in memory of all these great performances. Okay.
Thank you so much. That sounds good.
All right. Take care. All
Thanks,
right.
you too.
There she
Bye.
goes, everyone. Thank you. That is Kuntz right there, joining us tonight on the Rattler vlog. It is so good to talk to her and get reconnected. And God, like playing injured for years. Uh, who could have done that? Not many athletes could have done that, but she did that, and played with one torn ACL for years, and then injuring the other one as well, but still managing to come back and finish that fifth year and getting an ACAC All Star in the process. So just I think that'll probably go down as one of the gutsiest student athletes that have ever played at Medicine Hat College. So thanks again to Kendell for joining us. All right, guys, we're taking a break tomorrow for Canada Day. Hope you get out and enjoy our nation and just kind of really celebrate all the great things that it means to be a Canadian. We'll be back here on Thursday. We got Thursday and Friday, so we've got two more this week. I think we got men's basketball, and I think we're going to go volleyball to round out the week. So keep an eye on the Rattler social media for more information, and Patrick will be announcing that evening's guests the morning of. So anyways, on behalf of Kendell, all the best. Go Rattlers, go, and we'll see you back here later in the week. Take care.